My name is Raymond Singh, real estate broker and founder of PRESALES Montreal. I welcome you to Broccolini head office in Kirkland, Quebec. We are about to go on a one-on-one with Michael Broccolini, Vice President of Business Development and Finance. Come join me. So, hello everybody. As mentioned, we're here with Michael Broccolini, Vice President of Business Development as well as Finance, on the 5th floor of their state-of-the-art building in Kirkland, Quebec. I would say welcome, Michael, but you were, nice enough to allow us to come into your head office here and speak to you about the condo market in Montreal, and of course, touch on the future of Montreal, and of course, this massive project that is about to launch very soon, which I'm very, very, very grateful to be working on once again with you hand in hand. So, first and foremost, I just want to touch on the background. Back in 2012, Broccolini, which is known for commercial and industrial real estate, and you guys are tycoons in the city, pretty much everything from Côte-Vertu all the way to Senneville, past Vaudreuil. You could see their signs everywhere along Highway 40, and now even in Beauharnois, where they're doing the distribution center for IKEA. I wanted to touch on why, as a company, you guys decided to go into condos and build residential.
That's a good question. I was coming out of school at the time, and my father and uncles were really focused on the commercial and industrial markets, and I was passionate about the residential market. My cousin was also passionate about residential. We always wanted to build high-rise developments, and this was our opportunity. The market was starting to show an opportunity in doing high-rise residential in Montreal for the first time.
Yeah.
I think prior to 2012, there was mostly mid-rise developments.
That's
and
right.
I think the market was ready for iconic towers for Montreal that we haven't really been seeing until recently.
Exactly. Yeah, so L'Avenue, I remember L'Avenue because it was one of the first projects I ever got to work on.
Yeah.
In fact, Michael is actually the first developer ever to give me an opportunity to have an event, a VIP sales event for my clientele, which kind of acted as a launch pad to my career. Obviously want to thank you for that, and I've been working alongside you and the Broccolini family for about 6 years now. Have enjoyed every project I've worked on. So you guys have done L'Avenue, which is currently the tallest mixed-use tower
Correct.
in all of Montreal, all of Quebec. Successful 628 Saint-Jacques, which was launched last year in 2017.
Yeah, last fall, and today we are 97% sold. So
97% sold out in less than a year. Because I remember we started selling second week of September.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be involved with that. You guys did Slater in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Red Path 150, 155 in Toronto,
Yeah.
which is a very competitive market.
Yeah.
Totally different beast. And of course, the new development Terra Townhomes in St. Anne de Bellevue, which in my opinion is it's a sleeper, that whole area, because light rail is coming.
Yeah.
And of course, we're looking at, development growing into, the Morgan exit all the way up to Bay d'Urfé. As far as condos are concerned in Montreal, everyone said back in 2012, and I remember working with you, and clients would even come in, and you would be standing there as well, and they'd say, you know what, we're probably never going to see this reach 50 stories. People are not going to rent. No one's going to want to buy and live in downtown in front of the Bell Center. And I personally, on a daily basis, see record amounts of rent rates, as well as these units selling like hotcakes. Some of them are on their third owner right now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see in the future as far as Montreal's concerned for condos and these monstrosity of buildings?
I think we're just on the cusp of growth in Montreal in terms of not just from an employment point of view and population. I think the pricing of these units is going to really outpace demand.
Yeah.
We're seeing it. We saw it recently in the last 12 months with our 628 Saint-Jacques project. I think if you look at Montreal versus other parts of the country, other parts of North America, I think Montreal is very affordable.
Yes.
And I think some investors are starting to really appreciate that and are starting to flock to Montreal. And I think that's really helped with the demand of sales for new construction.
Okay, so you do see a healthy market.
Yes.
Yeah. So as
We're looking for more projects as we speak. So.
absolutely, and you know we would definitely want to sell those projects for you. But what I've come to see is that on every corner in the city, you're starting to see cranes, whether it's a hotel going up, whether it's a condo tower going up, or even an office building. Like for example, the Deloitte Tower went up. That was the first tower to be built with private equity, I think, in the last 20 or 25, 30 years. I do know that L'Avenir has commercial and retail space, and the new project will also have that. Do you see that as a trend going forward, or would you want to just focus on residential towers?
Mixed use is definitely a big focus of ours. I think we'd love to do downtown office. We'd love to have retail at that, both as an amenity for the office users, but as well for the residential users. I think a mixed use tower is really, it benefits all three asset classes.
Exactly. And then, of course, a lot of the clients that I deal with in L'Avenir, they love the fact that they could take an elevator down, grab a coffee at Starbucks, get their groceries as well as a bottle of wine, and they're upstairs and they never have to put a winter jacket on, you know?
I've been living at L'Avenue for the last 2 years, and
That's right.
it's the best. It's going to be sad when I eventually have to move.
Of course, down to the suburb life, right? Okay, so that being said, I also want to touch on, we touched on the future, the way you see the condo market going. A lot of the clients I meet with, a lot of them will ask me, they'll say, look, in relation to Vancouver and Toronto, where do you see Montreal? I personally think that Montreal is currently at, say, first base, and cities like Vancouver and Toronto are maybe at the 8th inning. I think there's still room for growth here. As a developer, there's obviously a lot of research and you know math and homework that goes behind picking a piece of land and building a 50, 60, 65-story tower on it. As far as Montreal is concerned, if you had the opportunity as a developer, would you keep building?
And with respect to what?
Condo towers in downtown.
Oh, for sure. I think, as I mentioned earlier, we're looking for more opportunities actively in the downtown core. So
Excellent.
we think the market's never been hotter. The demand's never been tighter. So
All right.
we're excited about future opportunities.
All right, excellent. So last but not least, I want to touch on Victoria Sur Le Parc. Okay. So this is, in my opinion, going to be one of the nicest towers I personally have ever worked on. To me, from the renderings, it already looks like something out of New York City, something that belongs in Toronto but would be very upscale. What can you tell us about the amenities and how Square Victoria will be different, if anything?
It's a good question. So when we bought the site, I think our goal was to really do something that all Montrealers could be proud of, that the family can be proud of, and we want to establish a landmark.
Yeah.
So architecturally, it's going to really be an icon for the city. In my opinion, will be one of the nicest towers in the city. It's going to be as tall as we can go, of 200 meters, which is the max you can build in Montreal. And the amenities are going to resemble the architecture. It's really going to be world-class amenities, similar to some of the projects we've always done. So you're going to have world-class gym, you're going to have a world-class pool, you're going to have great common areas, co-working areas. It's really going to be first class. Okay.
Do you think condos are the future of living? I personally do. I think that it's smart living. What do you think about condos?
I think you're going to see more and more condos being built in Montreal and less single-family homes. I think that's just, if you look at Canada and the United States on a global scale, if you compare it to Europe or Asia, I think most people live in very small square footages, and we're the anomalies in the world that are accustomed to larger square footages, but I don't think that's sustainable, and I don't think that's the future.
Exactly, and I'm starting to see youngsters. I mean, I know people who have sold houses in the suburbs are moving into places like L'Avenue, are buying at towers like 628 Saint Jacques. I've sold at 628 Saint Jacques where people are looking forward to selling their houses in Hudson and moving down there just because they're going to be able to walk everywhere. Yeah. They probably won't even need a car, and it's what, 20 minutes to the airport? Yeah. Once the construction's done in Montreal.
The new train, for sure.
All right, well, look, I want to thank you for this opportunity to sit down with you one-on-one. We've met quite a few times. We've had lunch. I always learn a lot when I sit with you, Michael. And thank you for the opportunity you've given me for the last 6 years. I really look forward to working on Square Victoria, Victoria Sur Le Parc, the tallest condo tower ever to be built in Montreal. And once again, having pre-sales access, forever grateful for that. Thank you very much.